going on, guys? Welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about flipping items on eBay. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys about this is because there's a lot of, weird insights that I'm getting from the financial space. And that is, essentially, if you look at the demographics, either on my channel, any of the larger financial education channels, any financial Instagrammers, TikToks, whatever, there is a really sad reality of the people that consume this type of content. They're generally people that are pretty young. They're generally people that, are trying to learn as much as they possibly can about money because they don't have money. Or they used to have money and they spent all that money and now they're trying to figure out a way to get it back. So most of the people that watch these, these videos and everything that I put out, and I'll talk about, say, trading a stock or anything like that. And, there are some people that have hundreds of thousands of dollars at their disposal that they're looking to, multiply their money that way. And that is perfectly fine, and that is a great way to unlock wealth. But the majority of you, and I'm going to say probably 80% of you, especially when I look at the age demographics alone, you're sitting between 16 and 35 right now. Most of you are condensed between 18 and 25. And, most of you probably have no money. Most of you are probably a broke college student, or you're dirt poor, you're living with your parents and you're working a minimum wage job and you're looking for a way to get ahead in life. You're looking for really where to plant your, your feet and where to start your journey on. And because I only started my journey, 5-6 years ago now. So I'm really not that far away from that either. But you have, this whole mantra, and it's like, for the umpteenth time, you're going to look on YouTube and say how to make $1 million. And you're going to get another fucking video about, okay, well, if you put, $1,000 a month into a S&P 500 ETF, and you do that every month until retirement, you're going to retire with $5.5 to $7.5 million in your retirement account. So woo, just do that and you're a millionaire. Investing is so easy. And if I see another fucking video about that, with a clickbaity title that is essentially, hey, you want to learn how to make money? Well, here's the most tried and true way of doing it over an extremely long period of time that you probably can't do anyways, because let's be honest, what 16-year-old's making $1,000 a month that they can save extra? And yes, that is an extremely important lesson, but at this point in time, I think it's kind of beating a dead horse, and I don't think that's what the majority of, say, content consumers on YouTube are, seeking out. Now, don't get me wrong, I've made videos about that because I think that is a really important message. But that's a really important first message for people. After that, people really need to start learning about, okay, well, how do I make money with no money? And in all honesty, you can spend, as much time as you want trading stocks and everything until you're blue in the face. But if you're starting with $1,000, you could be the next greatest investor of all time, and if you only have $1,000, you're not going to make, say, $100,000 in your life. So what I'm talking about, and what I'm going to be kind of documenting here, is that I'm getting back into the flipping game, because from my experience, flipping items is the best surefire way to take a very small amount of money, and I mean like $5, $10, $50, and turn it into a few $100s, a moderate, say, amount of money, even up to $1,000, and you can repeat that process with, a realistically very low upfront time commitment. So I'm saying if you're someone that, you're living paycheck to paycheck, or you're in your college dorm and there's really no way for you to get an employable job because you're only free 2 days out of the week, flipping, if you can just save like, $50, $20 a week, you can, or if you go on Craigslist and start going to the free section, you can make a decent chunk of money, off of just flipping stuff on eBay. And I know that there's fees and everything involved in that, and I'll get into it in just a second. But, flipping stuff on eBay is going to be, your key to giving extra $100, $200, $300, $1,000 a month into your income. And if you're anybody like me, that's going to make a pretty substantial, impact on your financial life. So I think that that is something that needs to be talked about more of. Shout out to Gary Vee. Now, he made a series, his Trash Talk series, and he kind of went around and showed, like, hey, you can go around to all these garage sales and take $1 and turn it into $100 if you can get good deals. And so my most recent experience, I've done the whole shoe game, electronics game, all that. My most recent experience when I'm like, okay, I'm in college, I do not really have a lot of time to dedicate on, endless garage selling and things like that, endless flipping and restoring shoes and things like that, and selling them. I'm like, okay, what can I do sparingly? My girlfriend brought up this cool location. It's a warehouse up in Methuen, Massachusetts. It's called Bin Bounce. And this is a marvelous company because what they do is they buy a bunch of old shipment boxes from Amazon that was either returned or never sold. And they just kind of display it all in like a flea market type of environment. And they just say, okay, everything's $2 today, $3 today, $5 today. Go to town, buy as much as you want. And if you buy X amount, you get some free stuff or you get some discounts, whatever. So we go to this, and it is like an overall shopper frenzy. And there are grandmothers punching me and shoving everybody out of their way to get toys for their grandkids for Christmas. Because I'm sure, as we all know, you do not mess between a grandmother and a grandkids and buying any type of gift for them. But so it was a pretty hectic environment. So I'm walking around here and I'm seeing junk after junk after junk. And it's kind of the thought process I was going into. I'm like, okay, in a garage sale, I can see someone's just trying to get rid of it. You can find a really good flip. Something that's, pre-packaged and new like this from an Amazon seller, probably not going to be any great deals. But I'm going, and then all of a sudden, I get pushed away from an old lady from one bin, and then I look at another bin, and I notice this product. And it's a DonJoy knee brace. Now, for those of you that don't know, because I didn't know until, a couple weeks ago, DonJoy makes really high-end knee braces. These are the knee braces that one of my directors was talking about that his son had to actually wear because his son tore his ACL in college football. He had surgery and then needed to put one of these suckers on and, walk around with it for 6 months in order for him to fully heal. And he was mentioning how these were expensive. And I just kind of looked at it and I was like, wait a second. Picked it up, walked over my little corner in the warehouse, looked it up on eBay. You look on eBay, you type in the name. Once you find it, you want to then look for completed listings, not just what people are asking for it. And so I'm scrolling through that, and then I found exact similar knee braces to this, selling between $55 and $85, depending on the size. And here it is, in this box for $5. And so immediately my brain says, let's find out how many more of these are there. And I'm looking around the store, and then, sure enough, I found another one. So now, this is about 20 minutes into this whole endeavor. In about 2 minutes, I discovered 2 knee braces that, if I sell them the low end to the high end, I'm going to be getting between $100 to $150, for the 2 of them at any point in time, whenever they actually sell. And so far, my investment right now would be $10. So once I had those, in the bag, and I was like, okay, time to just really go into town. I started looking for a bunch of different things. I found a bag of Legos. I found a Raspberry Pi. That was my best find ever. I'll get into that story in just a bit. We found some water filters. I found a limited edition Alice in Wonderland coffee mug. And, all these weird things. And I'm just going around and realizing most of the people here aren't going for flipping. A lot of these people, because there are all these new things and they're just, really cheap, discounted. These weren't the flippers that you get at garage sales. These were just normal people buying a bunch of cheap crap that they really didn't need because it was cheap. And so, in my mind, I'm like, holy crap, I'm at a really good advantage. I did see, obviously, some really dedicated flippers going around there. Some people out with their phones scanning every single barcode they could. But, for just me passively walking around here, I was like, okay, I think I can do some damage. And so, I bought a bunch of items. I've sold 4 of them in the past 2 weeks now, but it was within 24 hours of this all happening. I sold 4 items. And I have, roughly $110 right now. And that was off of initial investment, putting all those together and the shipping supplies and everything that I already had here. So that was initial investment of about $15. And I turned that into $110.95 on eBay. Now, the items that I sold were, one of them was a Raspberry Pi kit. So the Raspberry Pi kit was my best find ever. So we're in line right now. And, all the boxes are just kind of stacked up and everybody's rummaging through a couple of ones at the register right before they check out, as people do, just trying to get in that buying zone. And all of a sudden I see a Raspberry Pi kit just kind of chilling at the top of this thing. And I knew that there was probably no one else in that warehouse that knew what a Raspberry Pi was. But for those of you that are watching this and do, you know that a Raspberry Pi is a really neat little computer that you can program stuff, you can make it do a bunch of stuff. And you also know that these things go for about 50 bucks a pop. So I'm looking at this full kit and everything for $5, and I just immediately picked it up, threw it in my bag, did not even look at eBay listings, which you probably shouldn't do. Did not even do that. Knew I was, getting at least a 10-bagger with this, and just dropped it on the counter and, bought it and walked out. And so I sold that within 12 hours or so for almost $40. Off of a $5 purchase. And that was because I lowballed myself. I lowballed my asking price because it was a Raspberry Pi 3. And, the 4 gen came out just a couple of months ago. So I figured, okay, no one wants a 3 anymore. They want the 4. So I sold that whole kit for 40 bucks roughly. But again, off of $5. And so I did that with, there was a Lego set that I bought. I sold that for just under 40 bucks as well, about $37. Again, a $5 purchase. And then there were Samsung refrigerator water filters. And so for those of you that know, Samsung fridges are bougie as hell. They have like the fancy tablet screens and everything like that. And the water filters for those things, Samsung sells a 2-pack for almost $90. And I found a 2-pack good condition for $5 in this bin. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna just buy this, toss it in. And eventually as you buy a bunch of these items, you get some free stuff. So I grabbed a couple of free Hot Wheels, also flipped them. And so in total, after selling all this stuff, all the stuff that I did buy, so I still have like a bag of stuff that I haven't actually sold yet or listed yet. So everything that I sold, eBay tells me that I had just made, I think it was $110.95. And now for anybody that has not sold on eBay, the number that eBay tells you on your eBay account of how much money you got is not the amount of money that you're actually going to be walking away with. eBay likes to take a lot of fees. They try to get you where they can. And so realistically, what ended up in my PayPal account was $100.15. Now, I had a really lucky sweet spot because I listed all these items over a week ago, and it was right before when standard shipping would actually make it by Christmas Eve. And so everybody, was in a frenzy for buying items online during that period of time. So I sold, these items super quick. So again, within 2 days, I turned $15 into in eBay's mind, $110. And, that was super quick. But I have not sold either knee brace. I think that's going to take some time. I have not sold the limited edition Alice in Wonderland mug. I haven't sold an old server RAM DIMM that I just found, just for $1. And there's a couple of other things like Paw Patrol, collectible, things like that. And I haven't sold them yet. I haven't listed them yet. And that's something I want to also keep in mind with this. You can flip stuff on eBay pretty easily. Flipping on eBay isn't really the hard part. The hard part, there's really only two. There's one, and it's finding a good product that is grossly undervalued to whatever you can get at. If you can do that, and it's in a popular category like toys or anything like that, you're golden. But sometimes you find a really, really undervalued item, like say these DonJoy knee braces, but that niche isn't big. DonJoy knee braces, a lot of the times people are going to be buying those, with the help of their doctor. They're not going to be going on eBay for these types of things. They're going to be trying to do them like, they leave the appointment, they go right to CVS and buy it. They're not looking online. So I know that these aren't going to sell that easily. And heck, I even might use one because I injured my knee a while ago in jiu-jitsu. But these items I don't expect to sell for anywhere between 4 and 6 months, and I'm totally fine with that. For me to wait 6 months to turn, say, $10 into $100, that is a 10-bagger in half a year. If you do that to any other type of investment vehicle you can possibly do, the ROI is ridiculous. And this is why I think flipping is so important for people with no money. I was able to take roughly $50 and I've already made double my money, and I still have roughly $300 worth of merchandise just chilling next to my feet, waiting to eventually, be put out there and sold. I'm going to be waiting until after the holiday rush because I know prices are going to be really wonky for what people are trying to sell them at right now because everybody's trying to get that inventory out. But once I start, deploying these items over the next few months, over the next few weeks actually, I know that my initial $50 investment, probably by the time we're halfway through 2020, is going to be between $400 and $500 in value that has come back to me. And, that's kind of the main point I want to get across. So that was my overall takeaway, guys. I really wanted to just really make you guys focus on the fact that it's really not that hard if you're patient and you know how to use a smartphone. That's really all you have to do to generate a couple of $100 every week, every month, whatever. And I think that that's honestly going to be, more than enough for most of you right now in your individual life. Not everybody's going to go off and make the next Facebook. Most of you guys are probably going to be looking for getting an actual job, like a long-term career in the next couple of years. But, you know, if you're working a dead-end job now and you're able to take an extra couple $100 a month, that is going to, you know, give you that lifestyle you want without making you, you know, go into consumer debt. So this is a cool way to you just passively and actively generate some extra money with realistically no money. So I'm not going to try to beat this dead horse anymore, but I just wanted to get this message out to you guys. Hopefully you guys got some use out of it. Let me know if you guys like this type of content. Let me know in the comment section down below. And I am going to be opening a LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter account for this millennial investing channel. Let me know if you guys think I should change my name, or, you know, any other tidbits you think I should do for my brand here that you guys, you know, would like me to produce more content in. Do you want more personal finance? Do you want more stock stuff? Or do you want me to just teach you at the end of the day how to make a couple of bucks? Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.